walked past me and goes out the door.
Yep.
She never even acknowledged, okay,
Yep.
Sam, this so-and-so, or so-and-so, this is Sam, my baby father, or whatever the case may be. She never said nothing. So I played the kid for a few minutes because I don't know what he's feeling, because I don't know what he's thinking. So I leave.
That man walked straight. He
I
walked
leave
straight
out.
out. He was leaving.
This is a pattern she operates where she hides pregnancies.
Oh,
from
yeah,
people.
she'll
No.
run to her exes. It's like a pattern. She'll run to him, she'll run to
From
another guy
people
that she cheated on me on my birthday.
I did not cheat on you.
She was gone with her ex.
A man refuses to pay child support for his twins after he discovers that he is not the only one paying to support the babies. His doubts brought him to paternity court to confirm the paternity of the twins.
His own.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you say she's all about the money.
Yes.
And she's not getting any more from you.
Correct, Your Honor.
Miss Clifton, please tell the court, why do you have multiple men supporting your children?
Your Honor, I'm a full-time nursing student.
The plaintiff didn't even reject the claim and says that she can't raise twins all by herself. And if she can't do it, she asks the defendant. If he can't do it, she asks someone else. And that's to clear the air up about his doubts in the area. But not in the area that someone else literally claimed the twins to be theirs. The defendant says he is their personal mechanic, and that's how they met. They were looking for a car, and through the process, they ended up having sex. She admitted that he is actually a good man and top-tier husband material, but they stopped dating when she found out he had a wife and kids. But she still kept him as her personal mechanic.
That he was single and that he was all for me. Thanksgiving, he was at my house. I made a joke to him like, what would you do if I got pregnant? Just joking. And he was like, you can't do that. And I'm like, why? He said, because my wife would divorce me. A wife? Oh! I'm like, what is that? When did you get one of
In his defense, he says he and his wife had separated at the time, but it doesn't seem like he's ready to divorce her yet. The defendant made a claim that the plaintiff once came to his work to ask him for sex. She objected, and how things actually went down. She went to fix her car, and instead of paying with money, he tells her to pay him with sex. And the irony is that's when she got pregnant. But another mess is brewing.
And I left with my money.
So you're saying that was the day you got pregnant?
Absolutely.
After that day, we had sex.
The defendant says when he got the news of her pregnancy, he didn't deny it at all and did the needful. But then out of the blue, she unintentionally sends him a text message directed to another person, confirming her doubts about paternity. Since then, he'd taken a step back. The text was meant for her ex-boyfriend, who also thinks he's the father. The ex-boyfriend, who is currently at that time her boyfriend. The defendant claims he confronted her about it, and she told him the kids are his.
Does he know the children have a relationship with them too?
He has a relationship with me. And he comes to see me. My kids
And
are
the
there.
kids,
My
Mama.
kids are always with me. I'm a real mom, a real stand-up mom. My kids are always with me. If I'm ain't at work or school where I'm at all day.
Where the plaintiff has a problem is that the defendant tries the bare minimum, and it always irked her. She once asked him to bring diapers for the kids, but he didn't come till Sunday, almost 5 days after she asked him. But then he brought them. It was giving bare minimum. But then he defended himself and said that he did bring diapers and milk for her. But when he got there was another man there, and the other man walked past him out the door.
Walked past me and goes out the door.
Yep.
She never even acknowledged, okay,
Yep.
Sam, this so-and-so, or so-and-so, this is Sam, my baby father, or whatever the case may be. She never said nothing. So I played the kid for a few minutes because I don't know what he's feeling, because I don't know what he's thinking. So I leave.
That man walked straight. He
I
walked
leave
straight
out.
out. He was leaving.
Well, the man, according to her, is a friend. She'd asked the man for diapers and then found out the kindness of his heart, and definitely not because he likes her. She asked him for diapers on Facebook, and based on the fact that they used to know one another, he brought her some. But to her, it doesn't seem like she's using him. She just needs help, and they're ready to provide.
Can't do it, and he can't do it. Somebody got to do it. No, hold on. No,
Your Honor,
somebody
I got
else
to
doesn't
provide
have
for
to
my
do it.
kids.
The two individuals that made the baby got to do it.
And that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm here.
The plaintiff brings her mother as a witness. Her mother says the reason the defendant doubts paternity is because he's jealous, because her daughter is dating other people. That's why he's not fully committed, because he was once committed to the court and he just wanted away. Judge Lake decides to read the result.
You are not.
Now here's a difficult one. Mr. Butterfield is in court to prove that he's the one that fathered the defendant's 2-month-old baby. In his testimony, he says that he and the plaintiff has been trying to have children before they broke up, but then after they broke up, she told him, "Thank you for the gift," which he later connected to be that he's the father of her child. He says she kept the pregnancy for 8 months, and he wasn't even there for the birth of the child.
Okay, so you lived together.
Yes, we did.
And you were in a relationship.
Yes, Your Honor. She had told me when we were breaking up, she said, "Thank you for the gift." And I said, "What gift was that?"
And it wasn't till later that you found out she was pregnant.
That is correct. You're
And then
The defendant, however, isn't on the same circle. She says the only reason the plaintiff is doing this is because he's salty and wants to break up the family that she now has with her husband, who's in court with her. She says she has kids with her husband, and her 2-month-old daughter has the exact same features that her older kids have, and she's sure there's no possibility that the plaintiff is the father.
relationship ended, you didn't know you were pregnant.
No.
But once you found out you were
I
pregnant,
wasn't
How could you
pregnant
not?
at
You're
the
not
time
having
that we
periods.
broke up.
Do
you
not.
weren't pregnant at all.
No.
So why?
Even her husband, Mr. Dallas, thinks he's the father of the child. They even brought the conception calendar to prove it. Well, that proves nothing, because the plaintiff claims that he and the defendant had sex after they broke up, and after she went back to Mr. Dallas. He said they were having sex for over a month after, and he even remembers the specific date.
All the way up until October 8th, the last time we had sex, because I remember. I can take a lie detector
October?
test if you want to prove it.
So you
up in the
said
mountains, up in the hills. You don't remember that, right? You remember, right?
Totally. I wasn't with, we weren't together.
Asking me for money for gas so you can go see him.
Yeah, I so.
Mr. Butterfield is sure, and he's willing to take a lie detector test to prove it. Mr. Dallas, however, is on the positive. He says if in any way the child isn't his, he'll still love her the same. The parties then went on several arguments on whose last name the baby will take when the results come out.
She's got your last name? That'll change very soon.
No, it won't.
Oh, no, it won't.
Cara Christine Dallas is what it's gonna stick with.
No, it
Yeah.
won't.
Watch.
Because I'm coming.
Because it's my daughter. I mean, there's no.
All
When
you
she's
want,
mi-
I
she's
ain't gonna
mine.
do anything.
I will be coming.
Okay, we'll see.
The plaintiff says the way he found out was through a Facebook post and a mutual friend. He says the defendant has a pattern. He says the last child that both defendants had together, Mr. Dallas wasn't present for the birth because she'll run to somebody else. And that's exactly what she did to him.
It's a pattern
Yeah.
she operates where she hides pregnancies.
Oh yeah, she'll even
No.
run to her exes. It's like a pattern. She'll run to him. She'll run to another guy that
people,
she cheated on me on my birthday.
I did not cheat on you.
She was gone with her ex.
The defendant keeps denying the claims he's making, but she's sure he's not the father. And the manner of her denial makes her look like a liar. She's still yet to admit she slept with him after they broke up. To be honest, the plaintiff's certainty is kind of commendable. To be so sure and to want to be in the child's life so bad, that's beautiful. Though, the defendant hasn't even let him see the child. She says there's no reason to. The reason is because Mr. Dallas has capable juice. She says every time they get together, she gets pregnant. And that's why they've had the other kids they had. But Mr. Butterfield says her pattern will still ruin things for her.
Say that.
She runs back to her
been a
exes all the
year.
time. She runs back to all of them. Like the last person she cheated on me with was an ex-boyfriend. She run back to him. How many times? The only reason why she wants this baby, my daughter, to be his, she wanted the same baby dad. She didn't want to have 2 different baby dads.
Mr. Dallas is not worried about that fact for some reason. I mean, if there's a pattern to something, the best thing to do is to find out where it's sourced from. But he's not worried, so all the best for him. Judge Lake decides to read the results.
Has been determined by this court. Cara's biological father is Mr. Butterfield.
What did I tell you?